Hey Brian, so what do we got going today?
We are going to run this refrigerator off of the Bluetti.
All right, yeah, I think that was a common question. I know that I think it was Robert H. had asked if it would run a home refrigerator. So we just thought we'd see what kind of power that would take and how easy or difficult it was going to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that this new Max Oak is not going to have an issue with it. The smaller one, I don't think would have a snowball's chance in hell, but the newer one, I think it'll manage it just fine.
Hey, before we get started with the video, we just wanted to say we've been seeing online that a lot of people have been having issues with their Bluetti. So again, we don't have any affiliation with this company or, everything we get from them we have bought with our own money. We haven't even spoken with them by email or anything like that. So ours is working great.
Well, again, is why we haven't spoken to them by email, because we haven't had any issues. But we have seen where other people have had issues. I mean, some of the stuff I think is, delivery time related, some of the comments we've seen. And I think it just depends on your number. And as a startup or a fairly new startup company, I think they're definitely having trouble achieving their production numbers. But to me, I think that's to be expected. But yeah, so far our luck has been pretty good. And like I know the last video we did, we actually plugged in a small dryer, which hit pretty hard, and I would have thought that if something was going to tax it, that would have done it. I mean, now we didn't run it for an extended period of time. We literally just were doing the filming, so we wanted to see if it would in fact be able to start the dryer with that type of current draw, and it managed just fine. And mine's been out exposed to the weather, and that, like at Christmas time, we had a fire outside, and the girls were using it to charge phones, and it's been
It's worked very well, so unfortunately, like I said, we've heard things online and from people that theirs have been defective or certain features didn't work. So, but anyway, we just wanted you guys to be aware of that. It sounds like some of the products that are coming out now are possibly having some issues. So just be aware of that before you decide to purchase one, that you could get lucky like us and have a great one, or your experience could be completely on the opposite end of the spectrum, where you get one and half the features don't work, or it doesn't work at all. So we just wanted to make you aware of everything that comes with a product like this. All right, let's get on with the video. Do we have any specs on this refrigerator by chance? It's unplugged right now, but yeah. So we just kind of rolled it out.
Yeah. Obviously, it's 120 volt. .6 amps.
And what's the size of it? What feet is this?
I believe it's a 23 cubic foot. The model number is a GSS23WGTA space BB.
Okay.
I believe that makes it 23 cubic foot. So it's a standard residential refrigerator.
All right. Well, let's plug this thing in and see what we get.
It's not a brand spanking, new one. So I wouldn't think it's anything particular as far as energy efficiency.
All right. Well, we have the Bluetti on, and so we'll turn. Are the outlets on already? AC. And we will turn it on. Let's plug this thing in. We're at what, 84%? All right, let's see. It is pulling 156 watts. So I'm guessing the fan is just on.
Yeah, I would say probably both fans, the interior fan and the exterior fan.
Right. So let's see here. What time do we have? We've got about 11:25 or 10:25. So let's see what it does after some time. It's been unplugged for, what would you say? Probably
Maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just long enough for us to pull it out and get the cameras turned on.
What I'm going to do is open it up and try to see if maybe we can't get that compressor to kick on. So let some cold air out. And again, if you were wondering about some of the specs on this, so what we're finding is currently it was drawing about 150, like 56, and now it's dropped down to about 144, 45. And we're trying to figure out, it sounds like the compressor is running and that it's cooling down. But at the same time, we had that thing, open for a while and unplugged? What would you say, Brian?
We had it unplugged for probably 15 minutes or so while we were, we pulled it out, got it unplugged while we went out and got the, Bluetti and, and then of course the wattage was running so low that I opened the door and intentionally heated the box up. And what I believe is happening is that at that wattage, that is the compressor running, which is significantly lower than I imagined it to be. So, with that being said, if you were, using your vehicle to charge that, or had it plugged into your vehicle later, again, your EV, you're literally going to get days worth of use out of that 2,000 watt generator, just using your EV or gas powered vehicle to charge it.
Yeah, because I think when the compressor is on, and if you're putting 105 watts to it or whatever, you're really, just during the time the compressor's on, you're only pulling about 50 watts, extra over it. So once it gets the temp and it just stops pulling altogether, you're going to get a net start charging at that point, charging over. So yeah, we're going to wait to see if it actually gets the temp.
And the reality of it is too, it's counterintuitive, but this refrigerator is empty. That's actually harder on the refrigeration equipment, the compressor and fans. It actually has to run more in order to maintain temp because there's a larger air volume when it's stocked and
all the food and all the other materials in there.
Yeah, it actually, holds, it has very little latent heat. So, like when you're in and out of it, of course, there's not a massive air volume to bring to temp, and that stuff is absorbing heat. So, it's just a little bit of air exchange compared to the scenario. And in fact, I believe that the experts tell you, if you're in that scenario, that you should put paper or something like that, something to fill up that air volume
to help it cool down.
Yeah, especially when you have a deep freeze and maybe in a garage or a basement situation, that you're better off to fill up that air volume.
All right, well, let's see if this thing gets the temp and what it pulls when it's at temp. All right, Brian. Well, we see that it is leveled out and it's up to temp, and it is pulling 0 watts now. No? Yeah.
But it's definitely everything on it's analog because it's pulling 0 watts. So that means it's running off of a pressure switch to cycle the compressor. And So to answer the question as to whether to run a full-size refrigerator, yeah, absolutely. And, again, touch back on, using your vehicle to charge this or your EV to charge this. Yeah, it appears to me that as long as your electric vehicle is charged, you're going to be able to maintain your refrigerator and freezer, while assuming that you're, taking appropriate, precautions and you're not in and out of it nonstop, which, can be a problem. I know in the past with, running generators in my house, I would go outside and when I would come back, literally every house or every light in the house was on, and yeah.
Can you just open it up just for a second to see if it will kick it back on and start drawing wattage again? Okay, close. It actually was funny. When the light came on, I guess it pulled just a couple watts.
Yeah,
it flashed on.
There's the light on.
Yep, so you can see 130. Oh, let me see if I can focus in on this. I think it was about at 132, 131. So it's pulling wattage again now. So I think it's trying to get back up to, or back down to the temp since we opened that. Now it's gone back to zero.
That was just the light.
Oh, was that just the light itself? Okay. Well, yeah, we're back at 0 watts, so. All right, well, that concludes it. You can run a full-size refrigerator off of the Bluetti, and it appears to be that you could also charge it even at a slow 100 watts an hour. You could run a refrigerator for quite some time. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and definitely appears, because that refrigerator is not particularly efficient. In fact, check the other refrigerator and it's rated at half the amps. Literally, this thing's at 11 amps. The other full-size refrigerator is rated at 4.5 amps. So I know it's not a particularly efficient refrigerator. So yeah, if it can run that and maintain it indefinitely, I would say on average it probably is going to do pretty much any residential refrigerator freezer combo. Again, when I say indefinitely, I mean if you have it connected to either solar, your car lighter, or plugged into your EV. And the thing that I find so fascinating about that is that based on the size of your EV battery, that is now the size of this battery, ostensibly.
Okay, well, thanks again for watching the video, and we will see you guys.
And if you guys like this kind of content or know someone that does, please share, please like, and please subscribe.
See you on the next one, guys. Thank you again.
Bye.